Pick your afro, daddy, 'cause it's flat on one side. Y'all remember that song? That's an Erykah Badu song. Let me know in the comments which song it is. I can't remember. I just know I heard it from somewhere. All right, let's get into this review, shall we? We open the episode with Kyle. Had to clear my throat for it. She's speaking Spanish in her home, and I'm guessing the producers just thought it was just like a nice little magic trick she has in her back pocket. She's addressing her help, by the way, and they're breaking shit. And she's just letting them know to be careful. So we open, Dorita's coming over, and I'm guessing this is the day of the Santa Barbara trip. We just go straight to it. We're all meeting at Kyle's house right now. Dorita's the first to come over. I'm guessing because she only lives like 9 minutes away. So they sit down and have a discussion about what happened at Erica's because, you know, on the last episode, Kyle told Dorita to shut the fuck up and fuck you so many different times. So they go to sit on the couch and she was just saying, you know, I really appreciate your friendship and I really see this friendship lasting for a lifetime. And I just think this is all so petty. And there was not nan apology from Kyle. It's just basically, oh, well, we're discussing it. We're acknowledging that it happened. Let's just move forward, shall we? And they basically end that little conversation with, you're important to me. The next scene is Garcelle's only scene in the episode. I'm guessing the producers wanted to let us know that, well, Garcelle isn't in this episode, so here you go. She's working on 1 TV show and 2 movies, and she's driving to see her ex and their kids before she leaves to, I believe, Nashville? Yeah. So we're back at Kyle's, and the ladies are just, you know, meeting up at her house. I like Kyle's house. It's really nice and beautiful. It's not, you know, super luxurious and sitting on the top of a hill in Malibu, but it's just a really nice house. Erica's arriving, and then we see in her confessional that she's saying, well, her and Kyle haven't hashed everything out yet. She's saying that she doesn't hold a grudge against Kyle, but Kyle really has been on one lately with these dinners. Either she's storming out or crying. So Erica's just like, yeah, it's been a couple times now, but, you know, I'm still here. Sutton arrives, and I just want to say that Sutton she's just built weird. She's like a short person. Well, she's kind of tall, but she's still built like a short person. Like, she's stout, kind of like Robotnik, you know? Like, she just has so much here, but then the legs are thin, arms are thin, head is big. I don't know. She's just really shaped weird. So the ladies are all getting ready to go in their big, luxurious Mercedes van, and we see that Denise is going to catch up with them later. And we get to Denise's next scene, which is on the Bold and the Beautiful set. We see that Denise is still a working actress, unlike some other people, Kenya Moore. But yeah, it's nice to see, you know, her in her environment where she's thriving. It's like Denise and Garcelle are like the only ones that really have like a consistent acting job on these Housewives franchises. So next we get to the ladies arriving to Santa Barbara, and the house is fucking amazing. It's a fucking mansion. They're met by the property owner greeting them, and of course, you know, Sutton greets her with, you know, awkwardness. Like, she tries to hug her, and then Sutton tells her, oh, I'm not a hugger. And yeah, I'm just like, oh God, here we go. They're looking inside the place, and it's just gorgeous. And the fucking view. This is $2,500 a night. Now, it looks like it has 8 to 10 bedrooms, and I'm thinking that's not so bad for people like you and me to try and get a house like that, maybe just for a weekend. Especially in the atmosphere that we're in right now, I feel like staying in a luxurious home is like the new wave. So they're still waiting on Denise to get there, and they go out of the house. They go to like the wharf area. We have this little scene where they're like racing on little go-karts or whatever. I mean, we've seen that before in previous seasons. They even showed us a flashback of it. And then they get to a wine tasting venue that overlooks the city and the ocean. Yeah, this whole scene is very peak white woman right now. Peak rich white woman. Just drinking and talking, great luxurious background, whatever. Denise's name comes up in conversation, and Kyle is just wondering, you know, should she clear the air, because they just really haven't been on the same page lately in terms of friendship. Erica also brings up, while they're talking about Denise, how she brought up the kids situation where they were talking about threesomes and their kids overhearing. We also find out that Denise has told a bunch of the ladies about it, and that basically she needs to get over it. Now, the consensus among the ladies about that whole situation with Denise and her kids, they're just saying that she's kind of a hypocrite, especially like knowing the life that I'm guessing she's lived with her then ex-husband, and then her being so vocal about, happy endings and her husband's penis size, that she really shouldn't be worried about adult conversations at a table, because I'm sure her kids probably already know. Now, Erica brings up some type of shade that I didn't really hear, but then we have production and their wonderful editing, and Denise comes walking in with her own bottle of tequila, no doubt. And you know what? I feel her, because sometimes I just don't want wine. I have to really be in the mood for it. Like, I prefer like champagne and sparkling, maybe Riesling. Rarely a red. But yeah, she brings her own bottle of tequila. I'm sure it's Casamigos Reposado, no doubt. Shout out to them, because that's some really good fucking tequila. Rena calls Garcelle on speaker and just letting her know that, they're all having a good time, wish you were here. And that was the rest of Garcelle's presence on the show going forward. So we're back at the house, such a lovely house, and the ladies are about to have dinner later on the patio. They're having dinner, private chef of course, and Denise is finally like the center of conversation. They're getting to know her, asking her about The Bold and the Beautiful. What was some of her biggest roles? Does she have any regrets? And Rena, that Rena, shaded bitch. Shout out to Jada Essence Hall for that. She brings up, so what about the threesomes? And you know what? I just think this was kind of low down of Rena, because this is her actual friend. And I think she's known Lisa Rinna for like almost 20 years. So I don't really like this little setup that she's giving Denise right now. And you can see everyone's face at the table. Like, they're all like, they all know what's up and where she's going with this conversation. I'm pretty sure she has some coaching with production on that. This is a vegan dinner? Ew. Like, just don't even invite me to that shit. I would definitely be ordering out. Like, I'll be at the table and drinking and wine and shit, but vegan dinner, no thank you. No thank you. So Erica starts to egg her on too, just like, oh, well, what do your parents think about, some of the scenes that you did? And then Rena alley-oops and like, oh, like, are you worried about your kids ever seeing your threesome scene? And the scene I think she's talking about is Wild Things, that with Nev Campbell back in the day. I think this is like the 90s. And Rena's viewpoint is like, I've done a lot of shit, on film and stuff like that. And at the end of the day, I mean, the kids are going to see it. And she talks about her book that she talked about last season about her not practicing. She was giving tips on blowjobs or whatever. And we see a flashback of her daughter saying, yeah, I read your book about, how to give a blowjob. And yeah, like, it's not every parent's, wish to see that, but kids are gonna, eventually see the shit. It is what it is. But anywho, Kyle decides to apologize to Denise for her behavior at, I'm guessing, what was the lunch it was? It was like 2 dinners that she's basically offended Denise. Basically, Kyle just apologized for overreacting, and she just felt like she was being ganged up on. Now, I was trying to figure out who brought up Denise, kids in the threesome and shit like that. And it turns out, it looks like Denise brought it up. But yeah, Denise brings it up because she just was like, oh, well, my kids were like on the other side. I just didn't feel like my 15-year-old should be asking me about threesomes. I was just kind of horrified. And I was just asking people to just bring it down, please, like just for a minute. And Sutton says, well, next time maybe you shouldn't invite the kids. And then Denise is just like, so it's my house. And I was hoping that people would just respect, my wishes in my house, and just next time I won't have my children around you. And that kind of sounds shady, because it sounds shady as well as judgmental. So, I mean, I get it. I get that, it's Denise's place. I get that, I get that she wants to just be in a place to where she can control what her kids can listen to. I get it. But can we stop talking about it? Please? Can we stop talking about it? It's just going on and on. I feel like there's going to be no resolution to it. She feels how she feels about it. And the ladies' argument is, well, it's probably just nothing they haven't heard before because you're Denise Richards. And to be fair, in the whole beginning of this thing, she asked her daughter about it. Her daughter did not bring it up to her mom. So I'm just really confused by that point. Like, she just wanted an excuse to talk about this. Because in the flashback, you can clearly see she asked her daughter, oh, so did you hear anything that we were talking about? Like, she didn't have to ask that at all. So I think Rinna or Erica, no, it was Erica that asked her something else about it to elaborate. And she was just like, I just don't want to talk about this right now. I don't want to talk about my kids. I don't want to talk about it right now. So then there's awkward silence and everyone's just like, oh, can we go now? I think we're done. So dinner is done. It's 10 p.m. and people are ready for bed. I mean, you know what? I can't even judge because I went to bed last night at 10:30. So, when you get older, like, sleep is just important. So of the ladies, Kyle and Teddy decide to stay up and they're just talking to each other about what just happened at the table with Denise and how she's just, kind of a hypocrite and she's being delusional and she's in denial. So it's the next morning, the ladies are gathering for brunch, they're all sitting down, and who brings it up? I'm guessing, I forgot who brings it up, but they're basically just talking about like how the dinner ended awkwardly last night, and they feel that nothing was really resolved. So Rinna says, okay y'all, whatever someone has against someone, let's just put it out there. Let's just put it out there and we won't talk about it again. And y'all, I hope they don't talk about it again. So Dorit goes first for Kyle and like Kyle's behavior and being so like offended that they brought up about her and Teddy going to therapy together. She says, you basically talk to me any kind of way. And I don't appreciate that. Erica alley-oops on the situation, and she's saying that, yeah, you told me I didn't have any friends. And Kyle's just saying that, we all say things we don't mean, and we're feeling a lot of pressure. And I think she apologized. I think she did. Yeah, she apologized. She did that classic Housewives apology where I'm sorry if you feel that I offended you in that way. So Teddy then goes for Dorit. And I think this is the only issue that I think is worth talking about is how Dorit kind of shades Teddy as she's talking about Kyle. Like, it looks like Dorit is jealous of Teddy and Kyle's relationship, whatever it is, or whatever how strange it is. But she does give up a fair point. Like, whatever you have against Kyle, leave my name out of it. You ain't got to shade me. And if you are shading me, what is the issue? What is the issue? Do you just not like me? So then Kyle asks, does anyone else have anything else to say before we end this? And then Rinna goes for Denise. She says, I feel like you shut us down last night and when we're really just trying to talk about this situation. And you're coming off a little judgmental and you're also coming off a little hypocritical because you talk about all these different things with us. So as Rinna is talking, she's saying, well, it's fine. Everybody can have their opinion. I just won't have my kids within the earshot of this group. And then we just have like, a round table of different faces. Like, ugh. And I could say like, saying you don't want to have your kids around people. Like, they're just like these filthy whores talking about sex all the time. It's a little shady and judgmental. Come on. So Lisa calls her out on that. She even brings up, so do your daughters know about the hookers that Charlie brought to dinner? And I'm just like, whoa. Now see, that's your best friend. Why you gotta put out on Front Street like that? Like, these other ladies probably don't know you like that, but when you have your own supposedly friend in this situation, you're supposed to think that they have your back. But I thought that was kind of a low blow by Rinna, but Rinna thrives off of the mess. She really does. And then I'm guessing the conversation just dwindles and Denise is hearing everyone out and just saying, well, y'all have your opinion and I have mine. And I think they're just at a stalemate. And the last point that Denise had was, well, just because my daughters kind of endured what was going on between me and my ex-husband doesn't mean it gives people a free-for-all to just talk about sex and shit like, oh, well, they already experienced all this shit, hearing from their mom. We can just talk about it. And I get it. Like, you can still try to control your kids, what they hear and what they read, kind of. She's trying to basically preserve her kids' innocence, y'all. So hopefully this is the last time I get to talk about it. Hopefully. And Rena basically asked, well, I'm glad that we had this conversation. Does anybody feel better about it? Crickets. Crickets. Until Kyle says, abso-fucking-lutely. I feel fan-fucking-tastic. And yeah, ain't shit, got resolved, but whatever. That's where the episode ends. Now, my thoughts on this episode, it was definitely a rehash of drama that's happened in the past 1 or 2 episodes. It was pretty hard to get through. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I was trying to watch this and I was on my phone. It was definitely I'm frying my catfish while I'm watching this. I'm not really paying that much attention. Like, I was trying to see if this review was even gonna be more than 10 minutes. Hopefully it is more than 10 minutes. Also, no Garcelle. Hopefully we change that in the next episode because I would have preferred Garcelle during this, honestly and truly. Alrighty, well, I will see you guys next week for the review. The next episode looks pretty good, so there's hope. So anywho, like, comment, and subscribe. Tell me your thoughts on the video at the bottom, and I will see you soon.